পৃষ্ঠা 91 continued. Multiple choice questions, mark 1. General type. Question 1. Who wrote the short story, quote, The Bet, unquote? Answer, Anton Chekhov. 2. The two main characters in The Bet are, answer, a banker and a lawyer. 3. What is the central conflict in The Bet? Answer, a wager between a banker and a lawyer. 4. How was the time and atmosphere when the banker reminisced আবার পড়ছি 4. How was the time and atmosphere when the banker reminisced about his past party? Answer, a dark autumn night. 5. While recalling the past, the banker was walking, answer, in his study. 6. What was the old banker doing on that dark autumn night? Answer, walking up and down his study. 7. How many years ago had the banker hosted the party? Answer, 15 years ago. 8. The majority of the guests at the banker's party were, answer, journalists and intellectual men. 9. Who was not present at the banker's party? Answer, the doctor. 10. What had the guests at the banker's party been discussing? Answer, capital punishment. 11. How did the guests at the banker's party react to capital punishment? Answer, the majority disapproved of it. 12. The majority of the guests disapproved of the death penalty, considering it, answer, outdated, immoral, and unsuitable for Christian states. 13. Who among the following supported the death penalty over life imprisonment? Answer, the banker. পৃষ্ঠা 92. Question 14. What reason did the banker give for supporting capital punishment? Answer, it is more human and moral as it kills instantly. 15. Who argued that both capital punishment and life imprisonment were equally wrong? Answer, the young lawyer. 16. How old was the young lawyer? Answer, about 25 years old. 17. Who struck the table with his fist and shouted? Answer, the banker. 18. What bet did the banker initially propose to the young lawyer? Answer, 2 million rubles for 5 years of solitary confinement. 19. How did the young lawyer respond to the banker's bet? Answer, he accepted and voluntarily extended it to 15 years. 20. In which season did the fateful bet take place? Answer, autumn. 21. With reckless confidence, the banker staked, answer, 2 million rubles. 22. In the bet, the young lawyer staked, answer, his freedom. 23. How was the bet? 23. How was the, quote, bet, unquote, described in the story? Answer, a wild and ridiculous bet. 24. Where was the young lawyer confined for the bet? Answer, a wing of the banker's garden. 25. Where was the lawyer imprisoned? Answer, in a garden wing of the banker's house. 26. How could the lawyer communicate with the outside world? Answer. Through a specially constructed little window. 27. During his confinement, the lawyer was forbidden to cross the answer threshold of the lodge. 28. What privileges were granted to the lawyer during his confinement? Answer. Books, a musical instrument, writing letters, wine, and smoking. 29. The lawyer was strictly prohibited from answer. Receiving letters, hearing the human voice, and seeing people. 30. What would happen if the lawyer left even 2 minutes before the agreed time? Answer. He would lose the 2 million rubles. 31. What was the exact duration of the lawyer's imprisonment? Answer. 15 years. 32. When did the lawyer's confinement begin? Answer. At 12 o'clock on November 14th, 1870. 33. At what time was the lawyer supposed to be released? Answer. At 12 o'clock on November 14th, 1885. 34. During the first year of his confinement, the lawyer suffered from answer. Loneliness and boredom. 35. How did the lawyer's habits change in the second year? Answer. He stopped playing the piano and read only classics. Prishtha 93. Question 36. What change occurred in the lawyer's habits in the fifth year? Answer. He started playing music again and requested wine. 37. What did the lawyer begin studying in the second half of the sixth year? Answer. Languages, philosophy, and history. 38. How many books did the banker procure for the lawyer over 4 years? Answer. Around 600 volumes. 39. The lawyer wrote a letter to the banker in answer 6 languages. 40. In the letter, the lawyer requested the banker to answer fire a shot in the garden if there were no mistakes. 41. To fulfill the lawyer's desire, the banker ordered answer 2 shots to be fired in the garden. 42. What does the shot fired in the garden symbolize? Answer. The lawyer's desire for recognition and validation. 43. What did the lawyer read after the 10th year of confinement? Answer. The New Testament. 44. What surprised the banker about the lawyer's reading in the 10th year? Answer. The lawyer spent nearly a year reading only one book. 45. What type of books did the lawyer read after finishing the New Testament? Answer. Histories of religion and theology. 46. What did the lawyer read during the last 2 years of his confinement? Answer. A vast range of books without any specific order. Question 47. Why was the banker worried about the lawyer's release? Answer. Paying 2 million would ruin him. 48. What did the banker do at 3 o'clock? Answer. He opened the safe and took out the key. 49. Where was the watchman when the banker stepped outside at 3 o'clock? Answer. Somewhere in the kitchen or the greenhouse. 50. What was the banker's intention when he went to the garden wing? Answer. To kill the lawyer and avoid paying the money. 51. What did the banker think would happen if he carried out his intention? Answer. Suspicion would fall first on the watchman. 52. How did the lawyer look as he sat at the table? Answer. Like a skeleton with skin drawn tight over his bones. 53. What was in front of the sleeping lawyer on the table? Answer. A sheet of paper with something written in fine handwriting. 54. What did the lawyer declare in his letter? Answer. He rejected the 2 million rubles he once dreamt of. 55. How did the banker react after reading the lawyer's letter? Answer. He felt deep self-contempt and wept. 56. Why did the banker weep after reading the lawyer's letter? Answer. He realized his own moral downfall. Prishtha 94. Question 57. How did the lawyer violate the agreement with the banker? Answer. He escaped from the lodge before the bet ended. 58. How did the banker learn about the lawyer's escape? Answer. The watchman informed him. 59. How did the lawyer leave the lodge? Answer. He climbed out of the window. 60. What did the banker do after confirming the lawyer's escape? Answer. He took the lawyer's letter and locked it in his safe. 61. What does the lawyer's letter at the end of the story symbolize? Answer. His rejection of material wealth and worldly pleasures. 62. Quote, they found it obsolete as a means of punishment, unfitted to a Christian state and immoral. Unquote. Here the word obsolete means, answer, outdated and no longer suitable for use. 63. Quote, ... But if one may judge a priori, then in my opinion capital punishment is more moral and more human than imprisonment. Unquote. Here the term a priori means, answer, based on reason or theory rather than observation. 64. Quote, execution kills instantly, life imprisonment kills by degrees. Unquote. In this sentence, the word execution refers to, answer, the legal process of putting someone to death as a punishment. 65. Quote, capital punishment and life imprisonment are equally immoral. ... Unquote. What does capital punishment refer to here? Answer. The legal process of putting a criminal to death as punishment. 66. Quote, the banker, who at that time had too many millions to count, spoiled and capricious, was beside himself with rapture. Unquote. Answer. Moody and unpredictable. 67. Quote, in the second half of the 6th year, the prisoner began zealously to study languages, philosophy, and history. Unquote. What does the word zealously mean in this sentence? Answer. With great enthusiasm and dedication. Question 68. Quote, the banker found it strange that a man who in 4 years had mastered 600 erudite volumes ... Unquote. What does the word erudite mean in this sentence? Answer. Having or containing a lot of knowledge. 69. Quote, and beautiful omen like clouds ethereal, created by the magic of your poets, unquote, genius visited me by night and whispered to me wonderful tales, unquote. What does the phrase, quote, like clouds ethereal, unquote, suggest about the beautiful omen in the sentence? Answer. They appeared delicate and heavenly as if not of this world. 70. Quote, everything is void, frail, visionary, and delusive as a mirage. আবার পড়ছি 70 quote everything is void frail visionary and delusive as a mirage unquote. What does the phrase delusive as a mirage imply in the sentence? Answer. Everything is deceptive and illusory, appearing real but ultimately false. Question 71. Quote, to avoid unnecessary rumors, he took the paper with the renunciation from the table and, on his return, locked it in his safe. Unquote. What does the word renunciation refer to in the sentence? Answer. An official statement of refusal or rejection.